I absolutely love to travel, and I try to do so as much as I possibly can. You may remember that I went to Australia back in March. I'll put a card to that video up here if you want to give it a watch. And if you're not subscribed yet, I highly recommend that you hit that subscribe button now. I would really appreciate it. Now, let's talk about what's in my camera bag, travel edition. So for a long time, I used to use this bag right here. This is the Nomadic Peter McKinnon Everyday 25-liter bag, and it has served me well. I still use it, just not really for travel anymore. Now, when Shimoda announced that they were releasing version 2 of the Urban Explorer bag, I knew I had to pick that up. And I just thought to myself, well, that's gonna be my travel bag from now on. So I got the Shimoda Urban Explorer version 2. This is the 25-liter. Some of the reasons that I got this bag are the hidden passport pocket, the retractable grab handles, the bottom handle, back entry into the bag that flips open sideways instead of long ways, and the shoulder straps to release back tension. Now let's talk about how I pack this bag and what I actually bring. First thing is my Peak Design capture clip. That's always on the bag. And then inside, first thing I bring is my Sony a7C Mark II. Attached to that is the Tamron 35mm lens. And then I have the Polar Pro Short Stash Everyday filter. And then I use a Defender cap by Polar Pro because it fits on the lens and the filter very nicely. So that goes right there. Then I bring the Sony 20mm lens that I'm actually filming on right now. So that's attached to my Sony ZV-1. So I usually put the lens right here. And attached to that, I have the Tiffin Glimmer Glass 1. And then I bring my battery pack that holds my Sony batteries. I always bring 2 spares and then 1 in the camera. And this battery pack is pretty cool because there's also a slot here for you to hold SD cards. And this also is a battery bank and it can charge your phone. So I slide that in there. And then I bring my Peak Design slide light. Attached to that is the Ulanzi Falcam quick release, and I usually put this on me over my shoulder. Then I'll bring my Sony ZV-1 Mark II, and I also have a battery pack for that, which holds 3 batteries. One's in the camera. Then I'll bring the Tamron lens hood, just in case. I also bring a lens cloth. This one's pretty cool because it's really large and it has its own little pouch. So I'll put that in there. That does it for the inside here. In this zippered pouch up here, I'll throw my SSD drive and the dongle. Really any other cables also. If I do bring my iPad, I just slide that right in here. Otherwise, there's room for other things. And now on the side of the pouch here, I will bring my Ulanzi MT46. This also has quick release. Then in the front of the bag here, I have my AirTag already. That leaves plenty of room right in here to store anything that I have in my pockets, snacks. I always bring some tissues and floss. Then I'll bring my MacBook Pro, and that slides into the laptop sleeve right up there. And that does it for what I pack in my travel bag. But after packing it up, it feels quite heavy, a little too heavy for my liking. And honestly, something that I learned while traveling to Australia with this bag is that it can get very uncomfortable to carry, especially on a long journey. And something else that really bothers me about this bag is after it's packed like this, it will not stand up on its own. It keeps wanting to tilt forward. I do love how everything packs into this bag. The organization is great and I think everything fits really nicely in there. I just wish it stood up on its own. So that's generally how I pack my travel bag. But I didn't have the Sony ZV-E1 at the time of my last trip. Now that I have it, I may swap it out for the ZV-1 M2. I'll have to see, because that's a great little vlogging camera as well. And it's so tiny, it just fits in your pocket. It's easy to pull out. Vlogging in public is really easy with it. So I'll have to figure it out. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. Make sure you tune in next week for part 4 of this series, What's in My Camera Bag? Day Trip Edition. As always, I'll put links in the description down below if you want to check out any of this gear that I have. some great stuff, and I'll see you guys soon.